Jessica was fed up. For months, the same middle-aged man in a cheap suit would leer at her and make crude comments as she walked to the subway station after her evening class at the community college. No matter how many times she ignored him or told him off, he persisted with his vulgar catcalls and objectifying remarks about her body. "Nice ass tonight, sweetheart. You know you want it," he would shout from the alleyway where he always lurked, puffing away on a cigarette. Jessica was a polite 19-year-old student raised to respect herself. She dressed conservatively for class in jeans and sweatshirts, her blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. But for this creep, it didn't matter how she presented herself. His entitled male gaze turned her into a piece of meat to devour with his eyes and crude words. One hot summer night, Jessica had finally had enough. As she walked past the alleyway, she heard the catcaller's too familiar whistle and, "Hey baby, how about you ditch the books and come keep me company tonight?" Jessica stopped dead in her tracks, sweat beading on her brow. She was shaking with rage and disgust. This had been going on for too long. The indecent comments, the judgmental stares, the blatant sexual harassment. It was time to put a stop to it. She spun around and marched right towards the repulsive man, jaw clenched and eyes blazing with anger. He smirked, seeming to relish the idea that he had finally gotten a reaction from her. "Hey there, baby. You've been playing hard to get, but I know what you really want," he leered, taking a long drag from his cigarette. Jessica pulled out her phone and held it up, making sure the camera was aimed directly at him. "Start talking, creep," she ordered, her voice shaking slightly despite her determination. "I'm filming everything and I won't stop until every person on this street knows exactly what kind of disgusting person you are." The catcaller's yellowed teeth emerged in an unconcerned grin. "You got a problem, sweetheart? I'm just complimenting you is all. No need to get all riled up." "Complimenting me?" Jessica laughed bitterly, lifting her chin. "You've been sexually harassing me for months, you piece of garbage, making vulgar comments about my body, objectifying me, making me feel violated and unsafe to walk home from class at night. Well, I'm not putting up with it anymore." She took a few steps closer, making sure to capture his face and surroundings on the video. A few passers-by began to slow, watching the heated confrontation with confusion and concern. "What's your name?" Jessica demanded, her phone camera unwavering. The catcaller shrugged nonchalantly. "Joey's the name. Not that it matters to a little thing like you." "Well, Joey, let me fill you in," Jessica said through gritted teeth. "What you've been doing to me, and who knows how many other girls in this neighborhood, is sexual harassment. It's disgusting, it's unacceptable, and it's illegal. I'm filming you admitting to it right now, and I'm putting this video on every social media platform until someone recognizes your slimy face." Joey's cocky smirk wavered for just a moment before he regained his composure. "You got no proof, babe. It's your word against mine." "Actually, Joey, I've got plenty of proof." A new voice came from behind Jessica. She turned to see a young woman watching the confrontation, her own phone held up and filming as well. "I've walked past this creep plenty of times on my way home from work. He said all kinds of vile stuff to me, too." The woman stepped forward, an angry set to her jaw as she aimed her camera at Joey. "So go ahead and start talking, pig. Confess to how many times you've harassed innocent women just trying to get home without being violated by your vulgar comments and sleazy ogling." Joey opened his mouth, thought better of it, and then snapped it closed again, suddenly aware that he was outnumbered and outmaneuvered. A small crowd was gathering now, people slowing to watch the heated discussion, with a mixture of disgust and fascination. "What's going on here?" A deep, authoritative voice caused Joey to flinch. A police officer was approaching the scene, one hand resting on his belt, where his pistol was holstered. "You ladies need any assistance?" Jessica squared her shoulders, emboldened by the arrival of law enforcement. "Officer, this man has been sexually harassing myself and other women for months, yelling vile comments at us, objectifying us, making us feel unsafe and violated when we're just trying to walk home from school or work. We have video evidence of him admitting to it right here." The cop narrowed his eyes at Joey, who suddenly looked very uncomfortable under the intense scrutiny. "That's so? Well, sir, I'd say you've got two choices. You can confess everything to me right here and now, so I can take you in on charges of sexual harassment. Or these ladies can plaster your face and actions all over the internet and see how appreciative your friends, family, and employer are of your activities. Joey swallowed hard, realizing how quickly his brash bravado and sense of male entitlement had deflated. Muttering a slew of curses and excuses under his breath, he tossed his cigarette butt aside and turned to slink away down the alleyway, thoroughly cowed and defeated. The small crowd that had gathered began to applaud, and Jessica and the other woman traded a triumphant look. The officer nodded approvingly at them. You ladies did the right thing, standing up for yourselves and calling out that kind of unacceptable behavior. Too many idiots like him think they can get away with debasing and harassing women without any consequences. Filming everything was smart. It takes the he said, she said aspect out of it. Nice work. Jessica smiled, finally feeling like she had taken back her power after enduring so many months of harassment and helplessness. The officer's praise and Joey's humiliating public shutdown felt incredibly vindicating. She couldn't wait to share the video evidence far and wide, ensuring that pathetic catcallers like Joey were put in their place and made to face the consequences of their vile, misogynistic actions. From now on, Jessica could walk home from class without fear or trepidation. The predator had been exposed, his deplorable behavior caught on camera for the world to see. Any time she felt harassed or threatened in the future, she was armed with the power to fight back, shame her tormentors, and make sure they were held accountable. A new confidence welled up inside her. She was in control of her life and her body, and no entitled man would make her feel less than again.
Please subscribe to my channel Lessons of Life and press the bell notification icon.